Ever wished you had like a crystal ball for your salary?
Yeah.
Like knowing when it changes, why it changes, even having a say in how you're rewarded?
Yeah.
That's the kind of power AI is bringing to the table when it comes to compensation.
Mm-hmm.
We're deep diving into AI or die managing employee compensation today to see just how this whole revolution is unfolding. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a huge shift. We're moving away from, those old school salary bands and the yearly reviews that
Sure.
never really felt fair
Yeah, they never felt accurate.
or accurate.
It
Yeah.
felt like you were just stuck waiting for a raise, hoping your boss noticed your contributions.
Exactly. And that outdated system is leading to some serious problems. Unhappy employees, high turnover rates, and companies are just hemorrhaging money because their compensation strategy is stuck in the past.
So what's the alternative? This book claims AI is shaking things up big time, from salaries and bonuses to benefits and even those little perks that can make your day.
Yeah, it's about bringing compensation into the digital age, making it more data-driven and dynamic. Instead of just guessing, AI analyzes real-time market trends, employee performance, and company goals, constantly adapting to make sure that everyone's aligned.
That's interesting because it sounds like it benefits both sides.
Yeah.
Employees get to see their hard work reflected in their paychecks, and companies get a more motivated and efficient workforce.
It's a win-win, really. The book even highlights studies showing that AI-driven compensation can increase employee retention by as much as 30%.
Wow.
And boost productivity by 22%.
Those are some serious numbers. Imagine the impact on a company's bottom line when they're not constantly scrambling to replace people and can actually focus on growth.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the money either. This shift frees up HR teams to focus on big picture stuff.
Right.
Like talent development and building a better company culture. AI can kind of handle the number crunching so humans can focus on what they do best.
Okay, but let's get specific. How does AI work its magic on a day-to-day basis? Does it just decide how much everyone gets paid?
It's more about creating a smarter system. Remember KPIs, those metrics that companies use to track performance?
Mm-hmm.
AI dives into a whole range of those, from revenue per employee to individual productivity scores.
Okay.
Even predicting how likely someone is to leave the company.
So instead of a manager's gut feeling or that dreaded annual review AI is constantly analyzing data to inform compensation decisions.
Right. And this ensures that compensation is tied to your actual contributions, not just how long you've been with the company.
Right.
Which I think is a big deal for the younger generation coming in. They're used to instant feedback and rewards in so many other parts of their lives.
Totally. They practically invented the like button, so why should their salaries be any different? So let's say I'm a sales professional. How would AI impact my compensation?
In sales, the AI might track things like customer acquisition costs and how efficiently you're closing deals. If you're exceeding targets, you might see instant bonuses or bigger commission checks.
And what if you're, say, a software engineer?
AI might be evaluating code quality and project completion rates. Consistently delivering top-notch work could mean a nice salary bump or a project-based bonus.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. Employees feel recognized and rewarded in real time, and companies benefit from a more driven workforce. It's like a feedback loop pushing everyone forward.
Exactly, and this is where things get really interesting.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Imagine this, instead of being locked into a predetermined salary structure, you could actually customize your pay mix.
Customize. As in, I get to pick and choose how I get rewarded. Tell me more.
Think about it. A recent grad might prioritize a higher base salary, while someone with a family might want better health insurance or retirement benefits. Someone else might want a learning stipend for professional development.
Or maybe even stock options.
Yeah.
Or who knows, even cryptocurrency.
Right.
The possibilities seem endless.
The future is flexible. AI could analyze your individual preferences, your career goals, even your risk tolerance to suggest a compensation package that truly aligns with your needs.
That's pretty incredible. It's like having a financial advisor built right into your job. Feels like it puts a lot more power in the hands of employees.
It's about moving away from a one-size-fits-all model.
Yeah.
And recognizing that everyone's different. And that same thinking is leading to something else the book calls the rise of the pay-for-skills economy.
Pay for skills is such a buzzword these days. Can you break it down for us?
It means your compensation is directly tied to the skills you have.
Okay.
And how fast you acquire new ones.
Right.
It's not about your degree or years in a specific role, but what you can actually do.
So it's about constantly upskilling and adding tools to your toolbox.
Exactly. AI platforms can even track your skill development in real time, whether it's online courses, certifications, or learning on the job. Imagine finishing a course on data analysis and boom, you get a raise because that skill is suddenly in high demand at your company.
Wow. It's like leveling up in a video game, but with real-life rewards.
Right.
It sounds like it encourages continuous learning and makes it clear how you can increase your earning potential.
And for companies, it helps them stay ahead of the curve by ensuring they have a workforce that's constantly adapting to the changing needs of the market.
So far, AI sounds like it's solving like every problem in the compensation world.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked about those non-monetary rewards. Money isn't everything, right?
You're right, and that's where AI gets even more fascinating. It can help personalize those intangible rewards
Right.
and make sure they're actually meaningful to each individual.
Okay, so how does AI make those fuzzy feel-good rewards more tangible?
By analyzing data about your preferences, tracking achievements, and even predicting burnout risk, it might suggest things like flexible work arrangements, public recognition for a job well done, or even customized wellness programs.
It sounds like a virtual assistant that's looking out for your well-being, not just your paycheck. Like if it senses you're burning the midnight oil, it might nudge your manager to give you some extra time off.
Exactly. It's about creating a work environment where people feel valued, supported, and motivated to do their best work. And that's something AI can really help us achieve.
Okay, so AI is clearly changing the game when it comes to compensation. But before we jump ahead too far, are there any real-world companies using this stuff effectively?
The book features some big names like Microsoft, Google, and Salesforce.
Those are some heavy hitters. What are they doing that's so groundbreaking?
Well, Microsoft is using AI-driven performance assessments and continuous feedback loops to create a more dynamic and responsive compensation system. It's not just about those once-a-year reviews anymore.
So it's about having an ongoing conversation about performance and how that translates into your compensation,
Right.
which is much more in tune with how people work today.
Right. Google's using predictive analytics to identify their rock stars,
Yeah.
the ones who are at high risk of leaving, and offering them personalized incentives to stay.
Smart move.
Yeah.
It's way cheaper to keep your top performers happy than to constantly be recruiting and training new people.
Absolutely. And Salesforce is going all in on AI-powered pay equity audits to make sure they're closing gender and racial pay gaps.
It sounds like these companies are using AI to benefit both the company and its employees,
Yeah.
making the workplace more fair, transparent, and engaging for everyone.
That's the key. It's not just about automating tasks. It's about using AI to build a better work experience overall.
It's clear this is not just a fad. AI-driven compensation is here to stay.
Yeah.
But for those companies just getting started, where do they even begin? What are some things to consider before jumping in?
First and foremost, they need a clear vision.
Right.
What are their goals for their compensation strategy? Are they trying to improve retention, boost productivity, attract top talent?
Yeah.
The AI needs a target.
Right. AI isn't a magic wand. You can't just wave it and expect everything to be fixed.
Exactly. Once they have a clear direction, they need to assess their current systems. Where are the weak spots? Where can AI make the biggest impact?
So it's about taking a good hard look in the mirror before throwing technology at the problem.
Exactly. And then they need to find the right AI platform. There's a ton out there, so it's important to do your homework and find one that aligns with the company's size, industry, and their philosophy on compensation.
And I imagine pilot testing is crucial before rolling it out company-wide.
Definitely. Starting small, maybe with a specific department, allows you to gather feedback and see how it works in practice. And clear communication with employees throughout the process is essential. They need to understand how the AI is being used and have a chance to voice their concerns or suggestions.
It sounds like implementing AI-driven compensation is as much about managing people as it is about managing technology.
You hit the nail on the head. Successfully integrating AI into any workplace requires careful planning, communication, and collaboration.
We've covered so much ground already. We've seen how AI is turning the traditional compensation model on its head, the potential benefits and challenges, and even got a glimpse of some real-world examples. But there's still so much to explore.
We've only just begun to scratch the surface. What's even more fascinating is what the book predicts for the future of compensation.
Now you've really got my attention.
Fasten your seatbelts because the book says AI-driven compensation is about to get even more personalized and predictive.
More personalized. I thought we already covered that with the whole choose-your-own-adventure compensation package.
Think of it as compensation 2.0, hyper-personalized to the extreme. AI analyzing everything from your spending habits and career goals to your lifestyle choices. crafting a reward system so finely tuned it practically anticipates your needs before you even know them.
Wait, so it's not just about picking between salary and stock options anymore. It's about AI understanding what truly motivates me on a deep level and tailoring my rewards accordingly.
Imagine AI factoring in things like student loan debt, or even your dream of early retirement. It could suggest a compensation structure that helps you reach those goals faster, maybe with a mix of base salary bonuses tied to performance milestones and even automatic contributions to our retirement fund.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. But what about the predictive part? How does AI become a fortune teller for our salaries?
The book talks about AI being able to anticipate your future needs and adjust your compensation accordingly. Let's say you're planning to buy a house in a year. The AI might recommend a higher base salary or a bonus structure that helps you save for that down payment.
So it's like having a personal financial advisor who also happens to control your paycheck. That's pretty amazing. But it also makes me wonder, where's the AI getting all this information? Are we going to have to share our entire life stories with our employers?
That's a valid concern, and the book acknowledges the importance of data privacy.
Right.
It emphasizes that any sharing of personal information would be completely voluntary and transparent.
Yep.
Employees would have full control over what data they share and how it's used.
So it's about giving employees more choices, not taking them away. Some people might be comfortable sharing more data if it means a more personalized and beneficial compensation experience, while others might prefer to keep things more private.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right balance between personalization and privacy.
Okay, so hyper-personalization and predictive analytics are two big things to watch out for. What else does the crystal ball reveal about the future of compensation?
Remember that pay for skills concept we talked about earlier? The book predicts this is going to become even more prevalent, almost to the point of reshaping the entire job market as we know it.
So instead of applying for jobs with fancy titles and long lists of requirements, we'll be marketing ourselves based on our skills and our ability to learn new ones.
That's right. Imagine a world where your resume becomes more like a dynamic portfolio of skills that AI can match with opportunities at lightning speed. No more sifting through job boards, the jobs will find you.
Wow, it sounds like AI is creating a global talent marketplace where your skills are the currency,
Yeah.
not your job title or where you went to school. That's a pretty radical shift.
And it has the potential to level the playing field, creating opportunities for people who might not have had access to traditional career paths. Think about those who couldn't afford a fancy degree or are located in areas with limited job markets. Their skills could now be recognized and rewarded on a global scale.
It's pretty exciting to imagine a world where talent truly rises to the top, regardless of background or circumstance.
Absolutely. And speaking of exciting technology, the book also dives into how blockchain could revolutionize compensation.
Blockchain. Isn't that the thing behind Bitcoin and all those other cryptocurrencies? What does that have to do with getting paid?
Blockchain is about much more than just digital currency.
Okay.
In the context of compensation, it could create a secure and transparent system for managing salaries and benefits.
So instead of relying on those old-fashioned payroll systems, we could have everything recorded on a blockchain, making it virtually tamper-proof and eliminating errors or even worse, wage theft.
Exactly. Imagine a world where your pay stubs are immutable and transparent and you can track your earnings in real time.
That would be a game changer, especially for industries where wage theft is a huge problem. It feels like blockchain could bring a whole new level of accountability and fairness to the workplace.
And it's not just about paychecks. Blockchain could streamline benefits administration, making it easier for employees to access and manage things like health insurance, retirement plans, and other perks.
It seems like blockchain has the potential to make everything more efficient, secure, and transparent for both employees and employers. What's not to love?
Well, like with any new technology, there will be challenges to overcome, especially when it comes to implementation and ensuring data security. But the potential benefits are hard to ignore.
It sounds like we're on the cusp of a major technological shift in the workplace. Hyper-personalization, predictive analytics, blockchain, it's a lot to take in.
And we haven't even touched upon the fact that AI itself is constantly evolving and getting smarter.
So it's not just about adapting to the AI we have today, it's about being prepared for whatever comes next.
That's a key message from the book. The future of work isn't just about technology, it's about human adaptation. We need to evolve alongside AI, embracing new skills, mindsets, and expectations.
Okay, now I'm a little worried. How can we possibly keep up with the pace of change? It feels like every day there's a new AI tool or platform popping up.
It can be overwhelming, but the book emphasizes the importance of developing a growth mindset, seeing challenges as opportunities for learning and development.
So instead of worrying about robots stealing our jobs, we should focus on how we can use AI to enhance our own skills and careers.
Exactly. AI might excel at crunching numbers and analyzing data, but it still struggles with those uniquely human skills like creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence.
So those soft skills they always talk about are becoming even more important in an AI-driven world.
Absolutely. And on top of sharpening those skills, we need to build a strong personal brand. In a world where skills are currency, you need to be able to clearly articulate your value and showcase your unique talent.
So it's not just about having a killer resume anymore. It's about crafting a compelling story about who you are, what you can do, and how you can contribute.
Social media and online platforms become your stage. Use LinkedIn, Twitter, even a personal website, highlight your expertise, and build a network that recognizes your value.
It sounds like we all need to become our own marketing department, constantly promoting our skills and building our online presence.
Think of it as taking control of your career destiny. AI may be changing the rules of the game, but the fundamentals of success haven't changed.
So it's still about hard work, continuous learning, and building strong relationships, just with a digital twist.
Exactly. And the great thing is that AI can actually help us in those areas, connecting us with learning resources, helping us expand our networks, and providing personalized insights into our strengths and weaknesses.
So this isn't about humans versus AI. It's about humans and AI working together to create a more fulfilling and prosperous future. It's a powerful message of collaboration and empowerment.
That's the heart of it. AI isn't a threat. It's an opportunity to reshape the world of work in a way that benefits everyone.
This conversation has been mind-blowing. I'm excited about the possibilities, but also a bit intimidated by the scale of change that's coming.
It's a lot to process, but it's important to remember that this is a gradual evolution, not an overnight revolution. And there's one more crucial aspect the book highlights that can help us navigate this shift.
Oh, you're right. We need to talk about how AI-driven compensation is playing out on a global scale. What works in Silicon Valley might not work in Tokyo or Dubai.
Exactly. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Right.
We need to consider cultural differences, regional regulations, and local economic conditions.
I imagine there are significant variations in how different countries approach things like pay equity, data privacy, and even the role of seniority in compensation.
Absolutely. For example, some European countries have strict data privacy laws that could impact how companies collect and use employee data for AI-driven compensation.
And in some Asian cultures, seniority still holds a lot of weight, so AI systems would need to be sensitive to those norms.
The book actually provides some fascinating case studies of companies navigating these complexities.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Mhm.
Who's doing this well on a global scale?
Google is a great example. They've developed a sophisticated AI-driven compensation model that takes into account market trends, internal salary equity, and local regulations, ensuring their approach is both globally consistent and locally relevant.
So they're not just blindly applying the same algorithm everywhere. They're actually adapting their approach to fit different parts of the world.
Exactly. And Unilever is another company doing impressive work. They're using AI to adjust compensation packages to local economic conditions and inflation rates, ensuring that pay is competitive and equitable no matter where an employee is based.
That's really smart. If I'm working for Unilever in a country with a high cost of living next day, the AI might recommend a higher base salary or more frequent cost of living adjustments to ensure I'm not falling behind.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
They're using AI to ensure everyone feels valued and compensated fairly no matter where they are in the world.
These are really inspiring examples of companies thinking globally and acting locally.
And these are just a few of the many companies leading the way. As AI technology keeps developing, we'll see even more innovative and impactful approaches to global compensation. Let's leave our listeners with something to ponder, a final thought to spark their imagination.
A little something to keep them thinking even after the episode ends. I like it.
The book AI or Die makes a compelling case that AI isn't just transforming compensation, it's transforming the very nature of work itself.
Okay, you've definitely got my attention.
Yeah.
How does AI change the fundamental definition of work?
In the past, work was defined by job titles, roles, and responsibilities. But in an AI-driven world, work becomes more fluid, project-based, and focused on skills and outcomes.
So instead of getting hired for a specific job, we might get hired for a specific project or task based on the skills we possess.
Exactly. AI could even act as a matchmaker connecting individuals with projects and companies based on their skills availability and desired compensation. It's like a highly efficient and personalized gig economy on steroids.
It's fascinating to think about. We might have multiple income streams and work on a variety of projects instead of being tied to one company or role.
The book calls this the rise of portfolio careers, and it's a trend we're already seeing emerge.
It sounds like we're going back to the days of artisans and craftspeople, where individuals had multiple skills and trades that they could use to make a living.
There are definitely parallels. And AI could be the catalyst, making it easier than ever for people to find and connect with opportunities that match their skills and interests.
So it's not just about adapting to AI, it's about embracing the new possibilities it creates for a more flexible and fulfilling work life.
It's about seeing AI not as a threat, but as a tool for empowerment, a way to create a world of work that's more equitable, engaging, and aligned with our individual talents and aspirations.
I love that perspective. It's not about surviving the AI revolution, it's about thriving in it.
Exactly. It's about embracing the change, being open to new possibilities, and focusing on what makes us uniquely human.
This conversation has been incredibly insightful. But before we spiral into an existential crisis about the future of work,
We need to give our listeners some practical advice. What can they do today to prepare for this AI-driven future?
right, let's end on a positive note and empower our listeners to take action. What steps can they take to make sure they're not left behind?
The book offers some great guidance. The first step, and it might sound familiar, is to embrace continuous learning.
Okay, we've talked about being lifelong learners, but what does that actually look like in the real world? How do we even know where to start?
The book suggests focusing on developing those uniquely human skills that AI will struggle to replicate. Things like creativity, critical thinking, complex problem-solving, emotional intelligence, and the ability to collaborate effectively with others.
So those soft skills are becoming even more valuable in an AI-driven world.
Absolutely. AI might be able to crunch numbers and analyze data faster than us, but it will always have trouble with those nuanced human-centric skills that require empathy, judgment, and intuition.
It makes sense. We need to focus on what makes us human, on those skills that set us apart from machines. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into AI or Die. It's been an eye-opening conversation.
The pleasure was all mine.